Robert Kershaw, part owner of the facility we're at here today. I'm actually fifth generation grower. Our family settled here in 1870, so we've been growing on this land for a long time before Washington was actually a state. So it's been it's a great honor to have someone like Senator Cantwell here today to come be with us. Kershaw Companies started Domex Superfresh Growers, which is the marketing arm of Kershaw's, which currently represents about 10 to 15% of the state's crop of apples, pears, and cherries. We export to about 70 different countries. About 30 to 40% of the product goes export, which is why the MAP fundings and the Farm Bill are so important to all of us. Dozens of countries that we sell to today have been a direct benefit from the MAP funding. Countries like India, Vietnam, Mexico are just tremendous growth stories. The country of India specifically wasn't even a country that we sold to as an industry or personally as Domex just 5 years ago. And today, it's the second largest export market for Washington apples. And that's still with a 51% tariff. Can you imagine if there was a zero tariff? The MAP funding that we've been able to access through the Farm Bill and in partnership with the Washington Apple Commission has really enabled us to reach consumers over there and introduce ourselves to customers. You know, given the climate in the state of Washington and the vicinity to the Pacific Rim, the state of Washington has a tremendous growth opportunity in the future. The future for exports is becoming more and more important. Our industry could grow tremendously if we had free and open access to more and more export markets. We believe that a greater percentage of our crops are going to be sold to export markets, and so even though it may be 30 to 40% of our crop today, in the future it could be upwards of 50%. With the growing middle class around the world, it's an exciting industry to be in. The success of some of the countries that you're selling to today that you would have never thought years ago. Selling to Vietnam a few years ago seemed like something that would never happen, and today it's a tremendous export market. The amount of product that is sold to China and all these growing countries that have a growing middle class and income structure, it's very exciting to be part of. With that said, I'll pass this on to Todd Fryover from the Washington Apple Commission. He's going to say a few words on how the MAP funding helps the Washington Apple Commission as well as our industry.
Currently, we have 11 representatives running 26 programs around the world to increase consumption for Washington apple growers. And only with the support from the Senator can we continue to rely and leverage the funds that are provided through FAS under the Farm Bill for the Market Access Program. So with that, I would just like to thank the Senator for being here and all of her support, not only to apples, but also to pears and cherries that are involved in this program as well. Thank you, Senator. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name's Linnell Grant. I'm with Grant's Fruit Trees located here in the area. I too want to make sure that the industry has acknowledged and given their appreciation to Senator Cantwell for all of her efforts in the implementation and inputs to ensure that the Farm Bill has been passed and in the manner and the nature and the attributes that the Farm Bill has on our behalf. The Farm Bill has a component within it, which is especially crops, which most of our industry falls under, and within that is a National Clean Plant Network. The National Clean Plant Network helps ensure that our industry has access to all of the new products, new varieties, new rootstocks, and so forth from around the world. Prosser is a key position in that as far as being one of the key parts of the National Clean Plant Network. We now have robust funding, thanks to Senator Cantwell and the Farm Bill, to ensure that that program is continuing into the future. We were very much challenged in the past about the loss of funding and the potential that that program could be shut down. As both Robert and Todd have said before me, exports are becoming a much greater part of our industry's marketing efforts. We need to ensure that our industry is able to compete not only on the domestic market, because we do have imports, but also on the export market with the latest in products and rootstocks. And this program helps ensure that that's going to happen. So from all of us, from myself, we want to thank the Senator for all of her efforts. Thank you.
Berlin Best, the Greater Yakima Chamber of Commerce. And as we all know, the history of our valley, our whole foundation is built on agriculture. So this bill was imperative to us to continue to do business and develop commerce in this community. And I always say, with healthy commerce, we have a healthy community. So I'd like to thank Senator Cantwell for being a part of this farm bill and getting us to where we are, that we can have healthy crops and continue to develop what we need in our agriculture. I'd also like to thank Domex for having us out here today. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you all very much for coming today. I want to thank Berlin and Linnell and Todd for being here, because they represent everybody that works so hard to help this industry grow here in Yakima. And I want to, excuse me, thank Robert Kershaw and his family for those generations of leadership here and the jobs that they've produced, because this is what we're here to talk about, is ag jobs. We've been on a tour around Washington State for a day and a half here to talk about exactly how the Farm Bill has helped the Washington economy grow. In Puget Sound, we were talking about peas and lentils and how a new provision in the Farm Bill is going to help that industry maybe double the 5,000 jobs that it has in Washington. But here, we're here to talk about Washington specialty crops, particularly apples today, but also pears and cherries and other products, and to talk about the success story of Domex and how the Farm Bill is really going to provide help for the future. As was said earlier, international markets are all the opportunity for business that we have right in front of us. In 2012, I got my colleague Senator Joe Hands from Nebraska, and we said, let's pass the Farm Bill now, because it's such an economic tool for helping our economy recover from the Great Recession. We got 44 senators to sign that bill and started pushing Harry Reid and Mitch McConnell to get it done. Finally, it was on the president's desk and signed and implemented just recently. So we're very excited now that all of that hard work is going to mean good opportunities for us right here in Washington State. First, I want to take a second and talk about how specialty crops got their due in the Farm Bill for the very first time by actually becoming a permanent commitment in the agriculture bill for research dollars. I used to say that specialty crops kind of got treated like Cinderella, the poor stepchild, and always had to fight within the budget of the Farm Bill for research dollars. Well, with a big effort by myself and the chair of the Senate committee, Senator Stabenow, who comes from Michigan, who understands how important it was for specialty crops to get that research, we now have a permanent part of the budget, of the Farm Bill for specialty crop research. This means that if the Farm Bill ever lagged again in its reauthorization, we wouldn't have to worry about specialty crop research being cut off. It would be a continued program. And as Linnell was talking about, it's so important for that research to continue so that we stay competitive. So we're so happy about that, and we're so happy about the MAP program and the continued support for the MAP program in the bill. Robert Kershaw said it best. They're expanding in all these markets that he didn't even believe years ago that they would be in. Well, that's what the export product opportunities are for in the MAP program. There used to be a sign at the Yakima Air Terminal that read, "Welcome to Yakima, the fruit bowl of the nation." Well, today, Yakima just isn't the fruit bowl of our nation, it is the fruit bowl of the whole world. And Domex now is finding their products on grocery shelves all over the world. And that's why the news that was in today's paper about a record banner year for apples means that there could be future record year for apples. That's why we want to make sure that the MAP program continues. In 2013, China's middle class will have 1 billion people. India's middle class will grow by more than 800%. So the growing middle class represents a great opportunity for our Washington agricultural products. And the MAP program helps us maintain the investment to give opportunities for Domex and others to break into these new markets and help get consumers to consume Washington product. So we're very excited that the result is that Washington State has been able to sustain itself, getting in the door, and that the MAP program will continue. Third, the Clean Plant Network, which is reestablished for funding in this farm bill, is a partnership between scientists, nursery growers, and everyone in the community to try to prevent diseased plant stock from taking root. It's essential that the Clean Plant Network continue to have funding. And because of this Clean Plant Network, these virus-tested planting stocks for tree fruits, including apples and cherries and pears, along with grapes and hops, help us to maintain our competitive advantage in the marketplace. This authorization will be $62 million per year through 2017, up from $75 million. So this, up to $75 million in 2018. So this helps us in what we need to do to make sure that the research is there. So I just want to thank everybody here in the community for the great support that they gave in communicating how important it was to get the Farm Bill done. We're sorry it took as long as it did, but now these vital programs are here in research for specialty crops, in the Clean Plant Network, and in making sure the MAP program opens up new market opportunities for us around the globe. We look forward to the economic growth and job creation that can happen when we get these agreements, trade agreements done, and we continue the MAP work. So thank you all very much for being here. And Robert, again, thank you to Kershaw for letting us be here today.